Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. We are now in the final hour of the trading day. As you know, the final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions, because during the day you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price during the day. In the last hour, the large financial institutions start to wake up. They start to flex their financial muscles. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, best information, best technology. They start to take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street, and therefore I consider the closing levels to be the most valid prices of the day to make my buying and selling decisions from for my swing trades. And by being an intraday trader, I really do believe that it offers a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you for coming today. Always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you making time, investing your time here. I hope by doing so that is helping you become a better trader and a better investor. Currently, big day down today. The Dow is down 305 points, down 0.88%. NASDAQ down 65 points, percentage-wise down less, down 0.43, and the S&P is down 25 points, down 0.58%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I had some really nice day trades today that I will share with you as well. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at my students' current positions. We'll look where they bought them, why they bought them, and how they are performing. After that, I'm going to talk about trader psychology. Most important skill you can ever learn in trading is the skill of managing your emotions, and in life too, I might add. But this is a trading show, so it is specific to trading, but you have to be able to create a plan. You have to be able to follow that plan. And what's going to get you off the correct road and out of your lane is if your emotions get revved up, whether you're making a lot of money or losing a lot of money, and will cause you to a lot of times deviate from your trading plan. It's all about process, everyone. It's all about process. So we'll spend a little bit of time talking about trader psychology. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I do have some end of day candidates. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I have to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. I have to let the asymmetrical math work for me. When I say asymmetrical math, it means that I am willing to lose less than I have the potential of making. So 2 to 1 is my minimum. If I'm going to risk $1,000, I want to be able to make at least $2,000 or more to the upside to make it worth while. Thirdly, I have to have a complete trading plan. For me, a complete trading plan includes the following: 1, position sizing based upon the current volatility of the volatility of the market, current volatility of the market. Number 2, I need to know what my maximum allowed loss is on any one trade. Number 3, I need to know where my emergency stop is. Number 4, I need to know where my end of day stop is. Number 5, I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. Number 6, I need to know where significant overhead resistance levels. And number 7, I need to have a good trailing stop methodology in place so that if I have a nice profitable trade, that I don't give it all back, because that's the worst. So those are the 3 requirements I have on each new trade. As I mentioned, I'll go through the end of day candidates. We'll look at the multiple time frames. We'll look at the risk to reward. We'll consider everything else. And if I find something that makes sense at the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need any clarification on anything I discussed today, please just let me know and I will do my best to clarify. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at, I'm very happy to look at those for you. Just put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could just please wait until after the market closes so I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need. All right, so hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll see you back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Do I have my microphone on? I believe I do. Tom is first on deck. Good to see you, Tom. Looking forward to our lesson tomorrow night. Hope you're having a good day. Paxton is here. Hello, Greg and fellow traders, mentors, coaches, and poetic gurus. Good to see you, Paxton. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Michael Wilkinson, aka Lava, is here. Hi, everybody. Good to see you, Lava. Miko is here. Nice to see you, Michael. That's our other Michael. Good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Good to see you, bud. Richard Burgess here. Nice to see you, Rich. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to our lessons on Thursday. Yep, on Thursday. Steve Burns is here. Steve, always nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. Always appreciate everything that you do for this channel. Hope you, Holly, and the dogs are all doing well. Steve says, hello, traders. Stocks are losing their 30 RSIs today. It's not a good signal for the bulls. I would agree. Anya T is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see Anya. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling great today. And your trading is going well. There's Frank. Hello, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Frank. Appreciate everything that you do for this channel. Hope you are having a really good day. Alvarez is here. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Good to see you, Alvarez. All right. Well, let's get started, shall we? Let's get going. All right. Lava, Tom, Jonathan, Ava, and myself did buy Carnival Cruise Line. Really nice setup. Perfect setup, actually. Return to value, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside. V1 bought this yesterday at $23.31. It is $22.81. It's down 50 cents. It's down 2.15%. Was up earlier, but reversed like everything else. My stop on this trade is a close below halfway of the washout bar. Yesterday was the washout bar with the V1. That's the red line here, 22.89. It's below it now. I have to wait till the end of the day before I decide what I'm going to do. But if it closes below 22.89, I will go ahead, follow my rules, just take my loss on the trade. EXPE, Tom, David, and myself did buy EXPE at 147.37 with the close under 200, over 200, false breakout to the downside. V2 bought it at 147.37. Up today, 0.83%. My profit target was at 150.55. It got to 150.50. So I've missed it by 5 cents, but still some time remaining in the day. So maybe I'll hit that. But anyway, so far, so good. Up on the day and up on the trade. Boy, this was a wild one. David, Tom, and I did short Goldman Sachs. Perfect example of the perfect setup that I like for a short. Double top bearish divergence, meaning we have a high here, tall MACD bars. We pulled all the way back to the value zone. We went red. We rallied. Even though this rally was higher than this previous high, you can see the green bars much lower than this first high. That's indicating a lack of momentum. I don't like to short higher highs. I like to wait for a lower high. It's exactly what happened. Came down, got right to about halfway of this bar here, triggered a V2. I shorted at 411.39. Have hit some profit targets along the way. This morning it went racing up. I thought I was going to get stopped out, but you never know. Down 1.35% today. Did cover two profit targets on the way down. 406.16, 403.06. We did reject the 50 RSI today to the downside. So for someone that's short this, it's not a great sign. So if it closes below the 50, I will keep the short. If it because it went below the 50 and over 50, I will cover half and lock in half. But so far this trade, pretty good. Up about 1.79%. SPY, nice little overnight SPY trade again. We've gapped up in the morning and sold off at the end of the day. I did buy the SPY at the close yesterday, 446.58. I sold it at the open today, 448.12. Not bad. So the last 2 days, bought those deep sell-offs, had a great gap up, and then again today, yesterday bought at 446.58, gapped up, sold at 448.12. Which reminds me, do I have this in my system here? I do not. I've been forgetting about that the last couple of days. Let me put this in the system so that that buys at the close. I just put a excuse me. I just put a market on close order so that I don't have to worry about it. But you have to do it before 15 minutes before the market closes. So let me just take care of this business right here and get that taken care of. Okay, done and done. All right, Visa. All right, so Tom and Leva and I, we did buy Visa with the bounce confluence here of it under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third channel, under the, and a bounce off the 200. Bounce off the 200, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Bought at 224.08, rallied up nicely, took profits along the way, moved 1.5 ATRs from my trailing stop level, then had a close below previous day's low. That's, I did take off half here. My end of day stop here is going to be this 200-day moving average. If it closes above, I'll hold it. If it closes below, I'll just have to get out. I am a little underneath where the entry point is, but because of the phase outs and because of the trailing stop levels, still positive on the trade. All right, let's head over and take a look at some day trades today. Had some really wonderful day trading today. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. This is the 5-minute. You can see Amazon got right up to the 200-day moving average on the 5-minute. Of course, that's acting as resistance above. It got up, failed, came back down, tried to get, got up, failed, came back down. Then we rallied, got very close to the 200-day moving average, giving me a good risk to reward ratio. I shorted here 34.76.60. I covered half of my position at 34.67, the 34.67.60. We rejected the 50. I sold another half of a half at 34.69.40. And then I exited the rest of the short here at 34.62.90. So it was a great short. 34.73.60 was the entry on the short, covered 34.69.40, covered 34.67.60, and covered 34.62.90. And it went a lot lower since then, right? But I like the confluence of signals here and was happy with the trade. So there's that one. Apple. Let's see. All right, here was my Apple trade. We had a 520 crossover in the value zone. You know that's my favorite place to take crossovers when you have sideways motion. Bought here with the 520 crossover in the value zone, 149.67, sold at 149.93, sold at 150.23, and then had a close below the previous day's low, or bar's low at 150.19. So nice long trade here on Apple, 149.67, out at 149.93, out at 150.19, out at 150.23. All right, so there's Apple. And then Budweiser. I don't trade Budweiser very often, but I did have a pretty good trade earlier in the day. Here we go. Under 30, over 30, V2, false breakout to the downside, under the negative third, over the negative third, about at 57.54. I sold half on the big move up at 57.62. I sold another half of a half 57.68. Then we had a close below the previous day's low. So the trade was entered 57.54 out at 57.59, 57.62, and 57.68. So all in all, pretty good trades all the way around. Okay, let's take a look here. Ava is here. Nice to see you, Ava. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Hope trading is going well. David is here. Hello, Gregorian traders. Nice to see you, David. Hope you and the family are all doing well. Let's take a look over and take a look at your positions, shall we? All right, so this is Steve. Steve did buy Vroom yesterday at 24.85. Down 4.79% today. So, I mean, it's a big down day, so we can expect that. So, down on the day, down on the trade. 10, we had Dynamic Duo and Bacon Bandit with an under 200, over 200, under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel. Nice confluence of signals, bought at 13.98. Right now it is currently under the 200. That, if I was in this trade, that's what I would be using as my end of day stop. So this one down on the day and down on the trade. NIO, Leva, Dynamic Duo, did buy NIO yesterday at 38.35. False breakout to the downside, V1. Initially it went up, but like so many other things today, it is down 1.56%. So down on the day and down on the trade. Disney, Michael Martin bought Disney with the 1050 EMA crossover at 180.08. Had a nice big move up. I'm not sure if Michael was phasing out of that or not. Down 1.38% today, but this particular trade still up on the trade, up 1.35%. AN, Green, Dynamic Duo, did buy AN at 105.10. It's 106.84. It's up 0.9% today, and probably about the same. Oh, no, excuse me, up 1.6% on the trade. So very nice. Very, very nice. Alibaba. All right, we have Kamal bought Alibaba here at 160. Had a big move up here, but it's given most of it back. It's back at about break even. So down on the day, about break even on the trade. Chewy, we have Steve buying Chewy yesterday at 73.65. It's currently 71.98, down 2.25% on the day. So down on the day, down on the trade. Twitter, Dynamic Duo did buy Twitter with the under 30, over 30. Rejection to the negative third ATR channel, so a confluence there at 59.68. It's currently 60.01. It is up 0.55%, so good relative strength on Twitter. Good job, Dynamic Duo. Trip, Dynamic Duo did buy Trip here at 34.72. It's 35.58. It's down 2.04% on the trade, but the Dynamic Duo up 2.36%. UVXY. All right. Well, this is a big trade from Ava. UVXY is double leverage VIX. She had a great trade on this a couple days ago at $22 even. It's 23.38. So in 2 days, Ava here has made 6.03%. So very, very nice, Ava. Lyft, Dynamic Duo, did buy Lyft at 50.50. It's 50.46. It is down 2.66% today. So down on the day and slightly down on the trade as well. Here's KMX. KMX is positive. Been a great trade for Steve and David using the 520 crossover. Bought at 131.25. It's 135.41, up 0.76% on the day. And this trade's been a monster, up 3.09%. So way to go, Steve. Way to go, David. STNE, Leva bought STNE at 43.90. It's 41.54. It is down 4.09% today. So is down on the day and down on the trade. Roku. Okay, that's Steve. Steve did buy Roku with an under 30 bounce near the 30 RSI yesterday at 322.24. It's down 2.04% today. So down on the day, down on the trade. And then lastly, Ulta. I have Tom in Ulta at return to value, sideways motion. Have this at 383.15. Did close below halfway the washout bar. Up a little on the day, but down on the trade for Tom and Gary. Wowzers, what a day. Holy hamburgers. All right, there's Kamal. Good to see you, Kamal. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're having a good day. Whatever you're out there doing, thank you as always for your friendship. I always mean that. And let's take a look one more time. Current position, CCL. This is on the chopping block for me today because it is currently underneath halfway the washout bar. I will wait to see if that closes there or not. What's going on here? Where's my green? All right, so I am going to have to watch this one at the end. We'll see if it holds. EXPE doing good. Glad to see it up on a down day like today. Goldman Sachs, of course, it did bounce at the 50 RSI and at the low, so I will put a blue marker here for me to remind me to go ahead and lock in half of my profits on this particular short. And then SPY, buying that, of course, at the close. And then Visa, having to watch that 200-day moving average as an end-of-day stop. I like Visa. I mean, if we were to reject the 200-day moving average here, I would probably just go ahead and morph it into a brand new trade after another rejection of the 200-day moving average. All right, give me 1 second. I need to close that door. Okay. Looks like Frank has a poem for us. It's going to be great. You know what it is. Let me paste it over here so I can share it with the world after. People like your poems, Frank. I can tell you that, buddy. Feel very fortunate that you do this for us every day. Today's poem. Take your profits and get out clean. Don't try to outsmart the Wall Street machine. Even the best, most disciplined routine ain't worth its salt without any green. Boy, that sums it all up, doesn't it? Take your profits and get out clean. Don't try to outsmart the Wall Street machine. Even the best, most disciplined routine ain't worth its salt without any grain. You can have the most complicated trading system in the world. It can sound super impressive. You can factor in all this stuff, but you're right. If there's no green there, it doesn't matter. And when it says take your profits and get out clean, it reminds me of working with Dr. Alexander Elder. When we were talking about taking profits, he has a very kind of nebulous approach to taking profits. He says, Greg, when it's enough, it's enough. I said, well, how do you know it's enough? He goes, yeah, you'll just know. You'll just know it's enough. And he hits the sell button and that's it. A little not black and white enough for me. I'm more mechanical, more process oriented. But I think what Frank was saying there makes sense. David says, great poem, Frank. Very applicable today, for sure. 100% for sure. Okay. Let's see. So make sure my Goldman Sachs stuff is out of the way. Yeah. So again, any of those of you in Goldman Sachs, we're at 49.91 right now. If it loses this, if it stays under the 50, I will not cover my trade. I will take it. One thing I wanted to point it out, everyone, especially to Lova, I was talking about, if you're above the value zone and you have a big bar that comes into the value zone that's larger than 1 ATR, it generally, about 75% of the time, in my opinion, does go down, test the negative 1 ATR channel. And this is another one of these that did exactly the same thing. So yeah, Apple's just really gotten beat up here. I mean, from high to current price, I mean, this is down 6.63% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. All right. Well, listen, before we start talking about our end of day trades, before we start looking at the candidates, remember I have 3 requirements. Confluence, combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. Number 3, I have to have a complete trading plan based around any kind of trade that I take. And, very, very important. And we're going to look at those candidates as we get closer to the end of the day. But before we do that, I want to switch gears. I want to talk a little bit about trader psychology. It's so important, being able to manage your emotions. I have my favorite Facebook. I have my favorite Twitter channels out there. And this is from Lone Stock Trader, at Lone Stock Trader on Twitter. Do yourself a favor, follow. I haven't seen a lot of posts from Lone Stock Trader. I used to see a lot, but I've seen some more lately, and he always has great posts. So let's read and see what he has to say. A trader who blew up big, or in other words, probably lost all the money in his account, ask me how I overcame my past blowups. Here's what I wrote back. So somebody asked him, I've blown up my account. How did you deal with it? And this is how he's dealt with it. What has worked for me is to 1, stop trading. Good idea. Things are really going badly. You should probably stop trading. Get a little contemplative. Think about what's going on. But if you're in that bad of a rut, it's probably best to just turn that computer off. Number 2, ask myself whether I have a well-defined strategy or whether I'm calling audibles when trading, or in other words, emotional decisions, getting away from a trading plan. Number 3, review my previous trade, where I should have bought and sold, and come up with rules. Number 4, check how much I would have made if I had only applied my rules. Number 5, start trading again. It's good advice, everyone. I went through this exact routine. A lot of in my early 20s, lost a lot of money. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a plan. I was as green as they come. It was just a horrible, horrible mistake. But sometimes out of mistakes come good things. And this is about exactly what I did. I stopped trading. I drove up to Oregon, then I walked the entire coast of Oregon with my dog. And I asked myself on my entire walk, do I have a strategy? Am I just gambling? What I came up with was, you have no plan. You have no strategy. You really were gambling. Review my previous trades where I should have bought and sold. I did that as well. I would have checked to see how much I would have made if I would have just applied my rules. It would have been a lot. I decided, all right, I'm really going to learn how to do this. I went out, begged and pleaded with, some great authors, mentors, coaches out there. Let me work with you. Let me learn how to do it the right way. And I'm really, really glad I made that decision. And that's why, I'm here today. And that's why we have the podcast and the whole thing. And then I did start trading again. So, but again, if you're having a really bad time with trading, I would suggest, number 1, stop trading. 2, ask yourself whether or not what you're doing, if you have a good trading plan or if you're just gambling. Review what you would have done, either gains or losses, compared to what you did by calling the audibles, by not following. Number 4, check how much I would have made if I would apply my rules. And then once you've done that, start trading again. But just take some time. Just take some time off. Think about, try to get in the right mindset. I'm telling you, in order to make money in this game, you have to follow your rules, everyone. I say it every day. I don't know any other way to say it other than just to say it, right? You have to follow your rules. You have to put some thought into the type of trades you're taking, and but there's so many different ways to trade. So anyway, thank you, Lone Stock Trader. Appreciate that. Again, he's at Lone Stock Trader on Twitter, and do yourself a favor, follow his channel. I do. Thanks for that. It was helpful for me, and I hope it's helpful for everyone else. All righty. David says, great poem. Paxton says, thanks, Frank. Jonathan gives clappy hands. Good to see you, Jonathan. Frank says, thank you, Greg, Paxton, David, and Jonathan. Steve Burns says, lone stock trader had a tweet 2 years ago saying he lost $700,000 trading in 2009. Wow. Yeah, I've seen him around for a while. Steve says, I sent you his tweet with the lesson that he learned. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Oh, this will be good. We have time. So let me just. All right. So let me grab this and then we'll take a look at it. Oops, sorry. Here we go. 9 things I learned from losing $700,000 in the market. Be grateful to be able to take a loss while it is still small. So true. Number 2, huge losses will show you who you really are and what you need to change. Number 3, stop depending on others. You are alone. You alone are the key to your future. Create your own luck. It's only when things get really bad that you discover who really cares about you. That's true. It ain't over as long as you're alive. Quit wasting precious time. Most of us go through life not realizing how much untapped potential we have. When you hit rock bottom, you realize it's not as bad as we thought it'd be. 99% of the time, the worst case scenario only happens in our mind. Worrying is statistically pointless. Money is not sacred. Learn how to generate and multiply it. Wow. Thank you, Steve. That is a nice little addendum to his first post. Yep. Been there, done it. Been there and done it. Okay. Where are we at? So Dow Jones down 300, NASDAQ down 90 at this point. Let's see what Apple's doing here. Intraday. Higher low V2. Everyone see it? Higher low V2. I don't know. We're going to get a rally into the close. We are about to find out. All right. Let's check out what's going on here today with some possible end of day trades. Gold did have a 520 crossover earlier. Now it's 168.15 to 168.18. This certainly could close over with the 520 crossover. I would take it. I like it that it's in the value zone. I like that it's up on a down day like today. But right now it's 168.15 compared to 168.18. So I will keep an eye on that. WBA, well, earlier in the day it was hanging out at the 200-day moving average. Now it is not, so this one is off the board for me. TTD was over the 200-day moving average, got close to a V2. Don't see anything here now. PLNT, pretty good, actually. I mean, we closed below the 200, then back over. Today we retested it back up. Let's take a look at the weekly. Holding halfway of the big up bar. See the big up bar, we came down and did hold halfway. There's a 520 crossover. So I do kind of like that as well. ICE, well, we're above the value zone, into the value zone. Love it. If you notice, we made a lower high. If we make a lower high, we need to wash out that first low, which we did. And here we have a nice V2. Here's day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. Day 2 washes out or goes below day 1. Day 3 closing above day 1's close. So that is a valid V2 in the value zone. How many shares of this we have? 879. So that's enough. Let's check out the weekly, see what the weekly looks like. Weekly looks fine. To the upside, it rejected the 1 ATR channel. To the downside, it rejected the 20. That's okay. That's fine. And then AMD, V2, here's bar 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out 1. 3 is above day 1's close. Although I believe we already rejected the 50 RSI. So I would not, well, let's measure that. Let me not assume that. Yeah, 51.57 looks like right around. So, and it's a little ski-wampus too. It's not really a clean chart. Yeah, we were above the value zone. We came in, we made a higher high. We never closed above. I like the sideways motion here, but yeah, I think I'm just going to let AMD go by the wayside at this point and just focus on these three. Gold, 520 crossover, still has not happened. Planet Fitness, holding above the 200-day moving average, which is pretty good. I like that we held halfway of the big washout bar on the weekly. And then ICE is another potential here. Return to value V1, and it's up on the day. So what do I have there? I have gold, I have PLNT, and I have ICE. So let me put those over. Don't need Amazon anymore. Those were the day trades. GLD. PLNT. And then ICE will be the potentials. We'll see. No rule says I have to buy anything today either. Okay. ICE. There we go. There we go. Steve says GLD is very close to a 520 crossover. Yep, that's definitely on the radar. Steve says he is one of my favorites, mine as well. So we've got some time here. If anybody has any questions or they'd like me to look at anything, please let me know. So CCL at this moment is going to be on the chopping block because of the close below the previous yesterday's washout bar, halfway of yesterday's washout bar. EXPE looks good, no issues there. Goldman Sachs is now under 30. If it holds, not 30, excuse me, 50. If it holds, now it's back over. If it holds over 50, I will go ahead and lock in half because I'm short. Right? So if it goes under 50 and back over 50, that's not a great sign. Just like if I was long and it went under 50 or over 50 RSI, under 50 RSI, I would also take half my profits. But this is to the downside. We don't do a lot of shorts, but this one has worked out well. So I just have to watch that 50 RSI. Again, if it closes under, I'll keep the short. If it closes over, I will take half off, lock in the profits. SPY. Looks near its close at this point, near its low at this point. Of course, be buying that with the overnight SPY trade. And then Visa. Oh, Visa's getting close. Getting close there. So I'll have to watch that one as well. Just looking at Apple on that 5-minute, on that higher low V2. Here it is. Well, it's gone up since then. A higher low V1 or V2, first you have to close below the -1 ATR channel or the green line. You have to rally into the value zone. You have to come back down, have a V1 or a V2 entry. Ideally, reject the -1 ATR channel is exactly what we did here. You can see this low here is higher than this low or this low. So that's a good sign. I like that MACD is positive. Who knows? This might be able to run a little bit. We shall see. Let's take a look back over at gold. Gold is 1 penny underneath at this moment. PLNT, I really have to decide if I want to buy PLNT. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of rejecting the 1 ATR channel. Lots of relative strength here, which is important. Like the weekly still. And ICE, pretty good looking actually. I think I like ICE and I like gold the best, and I'll do half and half. So I'll do 1/2 on gold and 1/2 on ICE, as long as ICE holds above the 50 RSI. Yep, there we go. And you can see Apple now has moved up pretty nicely off of that higher low V2. Gold still 1 under. Goldman Sachs over now, so I'm going to have to consider that for sure. David says BSX V2 520 cross and currently above the 50 RSI. Boston Scientific. Yes, I don't know if that back tests well though. David, did you back test? I don't know if anyone out there has the ability to back test that, but yes, it is a V2. Not real thrilled about this big down bar here though, David. That's a little concerning to me, but really good relative strength. And you're right, it's a V2, but again, this day 1 bar, the V2 is certainly larger than 1 ATR, but it does have a crossover. I don't know if that's testable, if anyone could test that. Ava says OMI under over 200 bullish divergence. Oh yeah. Let me see. I think I have time to check this. ETFreplay.com. Back testing. What was that? That was OMI. No, OMI I cannot back test. What was the other one that we were back testing there? BSX. BSX. Oh, Boston Scientific. I do have Boston Scientific, so let me check this here for you, Dave. And see what that looks like. So, not everything backtests well. I'm using this from etfreplay.com. You can see I backtested BSX, Boston Scientific, with the 520 EMA crossover, ran the backtest. You can see buy and hold made 314.8%, but using the 520 cross returned a negative 28.4%. So, you know, that along with the kind of not valid V1 with the day 1 being so bar, that would concern me a little bit. But who knows? What do I know? What it could definitely go up. And if you take it, I certainly hope it does. Frank says cash is a position, rinse and repeat. That's true. Michael says FRPT, I'm not super excited about it. Well, if you're not excited about it, I am not excited about it either. But let's look. FRPT. No, I'm not excited about that. I mean, it's a big, strong day up. It's 520 crossover. A lot of selling came in here at the top. Let's look at the weekly. I mean, you know, weekly has a little bit more to go. Could go up another $4 or something, probably up to the 10-day. But what, is your stop going to be at like 130? I don't know if it's a risk to reward wise. It concerns me. Steve says BSX 520 crossover has a 1-2 risk to reward ratio of 39% win rate. Thank you, Steve. Dave says, thanks for checking. Steve says OMI has negative expectancy. Ava, I couldn't test that, but Steve said it has negative. Thank you so much, Steve, for doing that. Gold currently is crossed over. 168.17. Oh, now it's under. If they're even, that counts. If it even, it counts. Let's look at Visa. Visa may close under the 200. 200 is 222.49. We're at 222.55. So it is currently above, but I am going to have to watch that one. So what are my watchers? CCL, Goldman Sachs, and Visa are what I have to pay attention to. So CCL definitely looks like it's going to close below at least right this second. Goldman Sachs holding the 50, so I would cover half. Visa slightly over the 200. So there's a lot of stuff to do here at the end of the day. Currently, gold has the crossover, 168.18 to 168.18. ICE, I kind of like. PLNT, I think I'm going to get rid of just so I have fewer things to look at. Man, gold is photo finish right there, so I'm really not going to do anything yet with that. ICE, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy half my position. If it reverses, I'll just have to get out, but I am going to buy half. Okay, so I bought a half position on ICE. If it closes below 118.85 or closes below the 50, I'll just have to get out. But there's a lot of things I have to do here at the end. Gold still 1 penny under. All right, I'm going to start clearing the decks here a little bit, and I'm going to get out of CCL. I'm going to lock in that loss. All right, so CCL is taken care of. Goldman Sachs is under 50 now, so I will keep it. Visa, I'm going to have to watch here. 222.49, 222.49, and it's right where it's sticking. Gold is currently crossover, but we have 10 minutes. Visa making a low on the day, which makes it a little easier for me as far as getting out. Mike says CCL is 0.5 away from being a keeper. Yep. I just have too many things at the end of the day. If I have time and it closes back above, I get back in. Steve says 30 minutes ago, I exited all my oversold deep dip buys after the loss of the 30 RSI level. So Steve got out of Roku, he got out of Chewy, got out of VRM. Okay, sounds good. Steve says, they have been falling since I exited and still are under the 30 RSI. So good exit there. Steve says gold 520 crossover is going to be a photo finish. Yep, I 100% agree. Oh, the Goldman Sachs pop itself back over? It did. Sneaky little Goldman Sachs. Right now, we are legitimate on the gold crossover, but we'll just wait. I'm going to go ahead and lock in half profit on Goldman Sachs here. It seems like 55. Okay. So I'm going to cover half of my position on the Goldman Sachs short. Covering half my position. Yep, rallying off the low there. See, we held support at the 50 RSI and these previous lows. So this seems like a fairly decent place to lock it in, which I did. Half. Looks like we're having a little bounce off the low. What's Apple doing? Oh yeah, came storming back. So I already bought ICE. Looking at gold here right now, we are above. We have 7 minutes, so I won't rush it. Wow, what a day. Glenn says, thoughts on TLT? I looked at TLT earlier. These are bonds, and they were having a big up day. Wow. Yeah, big. I mean, a couple things went on here. We triggered a fractal. Glenn, here's a high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. Looks like everyone had the same idea on that breakout. Of course, bond prices going up means interest rates come down. Let's look at the weekly. A lot of resistance at that 100-week moving average. I don't think I'd be interested in buying at this point for sure. Honestly, I'd be more interested in selling or shorting at this point. I'm not going to short, but I would. Much more. Oh, I finally hit my oh, interesting. All right, so EXPE, I did hit a profit target finally. Sweet. Nice. Goldman Sachs, I already covered half. Gold looks like it's rallying up like champion. Five minutes to go. VIX is off of its high. Okay. CCL still under, but very, very close. Like Leva said, 22.89. It's 22.88. EXPE rallying strongly. – . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . I just checked on shorting TLT. You're not able to do it. No shares available. Gold has the 520 crossover in place. Visa looks like it's holding currently. So looks like I've got everything taken care of except for GLD, which I am going to buy a half position of GLD. I bought a half position of ICE. I don't usually buy two full positions in a day, even though they are uncorrelated. 168.20, 168.19. All right, I'm going to go ahead here and buy gold with the 520 crossover. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's above right now anyway. Trim that down a little. Okay. So I bought a half position in gold, GLD. I bought a half position in ICE. I did cover half of my Goldman Sachs short position. And Visa looks like it is holding with the bounce at the 200-day moving average. One minute to go, everyone. Gold, you still okay? 10-4, roger that, it said. Gold looks good. All right, wow, what a day. What a day. Good one, though. Good one. All right, let's take a look and see where entered my positions here. So I did buy SPY today, the overnight SPY trade at 444.17. I did buy gold at 168.81, one half position. And I also bought ICE, ICE at 119.06, one half position. So, all right, let's see. A little bounce off the low, which is good. 444.17 was my entry price on SPY. So off to a good start. GLD, 520 crossover. Bought that at 168.81. And then bought ICE at 119.06. 119.06. There we go. And then CCL, I did get out of CCL. I covered half of my short position on Goldman Sachs with the bounce at the 50. Visa did hold the 200-day moving average, so no change there. Expedia did well, hit that profit target, thankfully. And then I talked about gold and ICE. So, all right. So listen, if any of my students have any entries or exits for me today, this is the time to let me know about them. I'll get them all updated. Just put them in the live stream chat and I'll get to it in a minute. First, just a few things. Want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I do a good job teaching. I teach a great course. The course is 15 hours long, just one-on-one, just you and I. It's the best way to learn. 5 sessions, each session's 3 hours. I teach you all 5 of the trading approaches that I use. I teach you step by step how to use them from the very, very beginning to the very end. When you're done with the trading course, you should have a very good idea how to use these 5 different trading approaches. And I know it's going to improve your trading. You know, teaching is very important to me. My student success is extremely important to me. I burn a lot of calories. I go the extra mile because I really want my students to succeed. So if you do become a student of mine, know that it's very important to me. If you're interested, the cost is $1,750. Seems like a lot of money, but I promise you it's worth every single penny. So, you know, if you want to reach out to me, my email is in the description of this video. Just say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in your one-on-one course. I'll reply back, say, great, let's set up a time. Let's do a Skype call. It's free. It's not a sales call. I promise you. I just want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, your goals. It's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And then when we're done with the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And if one day you decide today's the day, I do want to become a better trader, email me back and we'll get the lesson scheduled and away we go. Second, I have a really great online video course on udemy.com. It's a great course. I've had so many good reviews, feedback from all across the world. It's a wonderful course. It's super affordable. It's $12, $15. You have 9.5 hours of videos, 15 study guides, 26 videos total. And I teach you step by step how to use the deep dip buy course. And I've used it I've used that deep dip buy stock trading approach for a long time now. I love it. And that's what I teach you. And again, I'll teach you step by step in that course. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. So if you wouldn't mind, and if you have, thank you so much. And if you haven't, if you wouldn't mind before you click out of here, that would be really, really great. Okay, so there's my business. Let's talk about your business, should we? All right, so let's get out of Roku. All right, we're out of Roku. We are out of Chewy. And we are out of VRM. All right, got those taken care of, Steve. EXPE got another profit target. Yep, I saw that. CLC is there. Michael says I got 2286 end of day. My math might be wrong. Steve says I'm long UGL. All right. That is double leverage gold. And Steve is in at 58.97. Nice entry. He's basing that on the 520 crossover on GLD, which is what I bought. Where did we get in there, Steve? 2286. And that's the 520 crossover based on GLD. So I'll put here Steve 520 cross based on GLD. Done and done. What's the final damage? Where did we end up? Down 292, down 67, down 25. All right. Misha, how you doing? Do you use a scanner to find potential setups? I do. I mean, so I find trades two different ways, Misha. You can see on my charts here, I have my watch list. This is a watch list that I've used for years. I go down through it manually every day. It's just part of my process. So I find some of my trades just by going one by one, just looking this way. That being said, I do use a scanner built by Kamal. I think there's a list of like 400 or 600 stocks. I can't remember now. And Kamal has coded in all of my different approaches to how I trade. And so I do pull it up from the scanner as well. But listen, if you don't have a scanner, you don't have access to that, just having a nice watch list with all sorts of different stocks, different industries, I think you're going to be just fine as well. But yes, the answer is I do use a scanner. Glenn says, dad joke. My wife said I should do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward. It would. Jonathan is out of CCL. All right, Jonathan. It did close below halfway. Tom is in ICE. Good relative strength on ICE today. All right, there's Tom in GLD. Also Tom. And then out of Visa. Okay, we'll take Tom off of Visa. And out of Goldman Sachs half. Yeah, it's been a good trade so far, right? Covered 1/2. All right, Tom. Got that all taken care of. David is in GLD. Yeah, pretty crazy day. My goodness. David in GLD out of half of KMX. All right. Sold 1/2. Nice trade, David. And out of 1/2 of Goldman Sachs. Okay. Michael Wilkinson is in ICE. So that's Lava. Picture perfect trade there. All right, here's Lava there. Wait, yes. Out of STNA. Out of Visa. Yesterday on the return to entry price. Okay. Glenn, XLE, XLF, XLL, XLB are weak. Only XLV healthcare holding up. Let's look at XLE. Yeah, they were weak today, weren't they? What did Exxon do? Oy vey. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day. Thank you, Kamal. Hope you're doing well, buddy. You have a great day as well. Frank is in I remember Frank's IAU. IAU 3436. right, so that's a half position for Frank. Okay. Ava, is that a CCL? So I have Lova. Lova, you're still in CCL. Is that correct? Richard Burke says, thanks, Greg. I shorted TLT at 150. Oh, you were able to? TLT. I went into C, and I was not able to short it. So, all right. $150.95. Here, I'm going to put a red mark there so we know it's a short. And that's Rich. Okay. I certainly like it looking at that weekly. I mean, the resistance there, I think the risk to reward ratio is good. Just make sure you know where your levels are as far as when you're wrong. Paxton is in GLD. All right, so that's dynamic duo. What is going on? Oh. DD. In PLTR. And out of lift. Right about break even. Okay. David says, have a great rest of the day, team. Thank you, David. You as well. Miko says, thanks, Greg. And all. Thank you, Miko. Rich says, I executed my trades on TDA. Michael says, yep, check the CCL math. Last second, halfway washout was 226.86 at close. Okay, good. Good. All right, just want to make sure I have everyone correct there. All right, so listen, I have to go to my accountant, so I've got to drive a bit to get there. So let me, if you don't mind, do my one saying. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. It's true. You know, if we just take a second, do one nice thing for a human today and every day, one nice thing for an animal, it would make the world a better place. So, you know, if you have the opportunity to do that, you know, don't have to go looking for it every second, but if it comes across and you can be helpful, then try to be helpful. I love this saying. So, Ava says, many thanks, Craig and everyone. Thank you, Ava. Appreciate it, my friend. Look forward to our next lesson. And yeah, I have to head out to my accountant. So we will see what tomorrow brings. I appreciate you being here. Have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe. Be nice, drive safe. Garbage tomorrow. If your garbage day is Wednesday, you have to put out tonight. Remember? That's a reminder to me. You know how I work, right? So, all right. Well, thanks so much, everyone. Sorry I have to run a little bit early. And hopefully see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice. and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.